everybody. My name is Matt Yule.
My name is Chris Yule.
Welcome to Finish It.
Welcome to you, Matt. Oh, wait, I have to say something. The Completionists
Boom.
Choose Your Own Adventure podcast.
Every page, every ending, every book, everything is coming up podcast tonight because it's a podcast showcase for everybody, and so far it's been very fun. Spooky Spouses, I liked it. It was very funny. And James, I did not know that about Rancid Guy or Op Ivy Guys starting Dance Hall Crashers. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Isn't that crazy?
I'm not going to sleep. I'm going to stay up all night. I'm going to watch the whole thing all night long in the middle of the night.
Good for you. That's the right thing to do.
Is there anything in the middle of the night?
No, it's just us.
I'm just going to watch these on repeat then, over and over and over.
That's a good idea. That's the right thing to do.
What are we, Matt?
We are a podcast,
true.
Chris, and we are a pair of brothers, Chris.
We're both brothers and a podcast.
Yeah, it's true. As long as we've been brothers, we've been a podcast.
Yeah.
That's actually not true.
The doctors were confused for about 25 years.
Yeah, remember when we said we weren't going to do this? We were going to keep it tight tonight.
Keep it tight and professional. We like to do interactive fiction books, specifically a lot of choose your own adventure books, but we like to get every single page and every single ending, and we do that one week at a time, and we go insane while we do it. And we're absolutely honored to be here for the SNIPS showcase.
Yep.
And what book are we doing tonight, man?
Well, we are currently on a regular podcast in the middle of the Dragon's Den, and if you like good old-fashioned D&D style fantasy with wizards who are like Gandalf but mean, like
real jerks to kids,
yeah, then this is the story for you. But tonight we're doing something very special. We did a poll and people voted, and thank you for voting, everybody. We're doing a book we've only read one time before. We read as a part of Creeptober Scare, which was our big Halloween blowout where we read a different creepy book each week. It's a Goosebumps. Yeah. Give yourself Goosebumps. Is that what it is?
Give all of yourself your own Goosebumps.
Give all of yourself your own Goosebumps book called Little Comic Shop of Horrors. Not to be confused with the musical, because this is in a comic book store and it's awesome.
Yeah. We've done one read of it, and I was very excited to dive back into it because we have to finish this one eventually too. So one year isn't a great pace.
Yeah, it's going to take us several years to finish this book, but now 1 year less, and that's pretty exciting. Although I should state for posterity, in the previous episode, when we did this the first time, we didn't know if we were going to read this book again, or if we were just going to read it as a one-off.
Sure.
So I did 2 reads, which is very unusual. Never do 2 reads ahead of time. It's a little bit almost cheating.
Yeah.
But I've preserved that read, and that will be my read tonight, as we determined.
You're thawing that reed out of the ice.
I've been thawing it
carefully, peeling it from its stuck places.
Yep.
Fluffing it back up.
Sitting on it. It's now warm and wet.
It's now warm and wet and ready to share. Can you give me, do you want to do a little read tease about it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Forgot to think about read tease. Do you have one?
My read tease is I play with fire and I get burned.
An important lesson many children learned from Choose Your Own Adventure books and Give Yourself Your Own Goosebumps books. My read tease is that Wally and I could have been friends, and I went a different way.
Whoa, you turned your back on Wally, huh?
Oh, no. He never saw my back.
Okay.
He might have seen it. He did see it, actually, in several occasions. You'll find out.
We'll all find out. But before we get into the reads, we like to put it off by doing a segment. So, Matt,
correct.
You know the segment we're doing this week. We're doing one of our favorite segments ever.
Yep.
First time for this book. Here's the jangle for it. Choose your own beverage because this party is CYOB. That's right, it's CYOB.
Oh.
Choose your own beverage, where we make the perfect drink to go with the perfect read. Obviously, this time we're doing it for Little Comic Shop of Horrors.
That's right.
Matt, can I tell you about my drink I made?
I would enjoy that if you do it quickly. This timer is making me very frightened.
I had a hard time. I was thinking about superheroes, and I was like, how do you drink a superhero? And you know what? I figured out how to drink a superhero.
Okay.
You
Great.
melt a rocket pop. Stuck
Yes,
the
you
landing,
do.
right? That's
Yeah,
drinking a
you nailed it.
superhero. So
Yeah.
what you're going to want to do at home is you're going to want to take a rocket pop. You're going to want to let it melt. Add a little bit of hot water if you're not
Are you allowed?
impatient.
Okay, you can help it melt. Okay.
Yeah. And then you're going to want to take the juice of a quarter of a lime because them rocket pops is sweet. And then you're going to want to add an ounce of vodka. And then you're drinking the Spinner Rack Express. If you have a glowing light bulb, you should put it in there. It's a much darker color than I expected. But it's quite refreshing.
I mean, it's kind of purpley, right? When you expect it
It's
to be a
not
little
bad.
bit purple.
Yeah, but it's just
It must
darker.
be terrible.
It's not terrible. It tastes like a sweet cherry lemonade, kind of. So if you want to do it without vodka, it's just as delicious. It's just drinking a rocket pop. Everybody's like, "Ooh, look at that sophisticated person over there."
Yeah, I would suggest
I'm
that.
drinking a rocket pop.
Did you at any point have an ice cube in it that was made of ice, or is it just this glowing plastic thing?
I made sure to chill it really, really good. I shook
Yeah,
it up
but
with
there's
ice.
no water
I shook
has
it up with
melted
ice.
into it or anything, right? So it's
I shook it
pure
up with ice.
Oh, you shook it up with ice. I'm sorry.
I didn't. I'm lying. I'm lying to say that I did because I feel embarrassed about drinking like a warm alcohol drink. But you should shake it up with ice at home.
And just to be clear to everybody, anybody who might be worried about how Chris looks, he lives in Los Angeles and has no air conditioning in his room right now because it's too loud.
Good.
You look good. You got a sheen of goodness going. Let me tell you about my drink because this timer won't stop. So there are some so the spinner rack thing that you referenced will become clear. The character that I made a drink about will also become clear. The character's name is Super Doer on account of how he does things in a super manner.
Yeah.
So I have made the Super Doers Punch.
Oh, that's nice. You did a pun on doer with doers.
I did. So the drink, I was worried you might. So the drink is basically what do you got when you make a punch? 1 part sour, 2 parts sweet, 3 parts strong, 4 part weak. That might be completely wrong. I can't remember. But
it sounds perfect.
Right.
It sounds really
what
good.
I did, which I recommend, is Doers to taste.
Mm-hmm.
So as much as you like.
Doers to taste?
Yeah, and then whatever fruit juices you have.
I don't think you can do the first ingredient to taste.
I did. Worked out.
Okay.
Okay. Doers to taste. Hit it with the Angostura bitters.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Depend. To how big drink you're making. This is the one that I made.
It's nice.
So you make sure it's the right amount. Lemon juice. Give it a splash. It makes everything better.
Mm-hmm.
Next, what juices do you have in the fridge? A little of those.
Oh, some of the purple stuff, a little Sunny D.
If it's actual, I'm talking fruit juice, not man-made purple drinks, which are great, but not appropriate for this drink. Mix those all. I have a little strawberry lemonade, limeade, orange mango, maybe something else. I don't remember. Lots of ice. Stir. 4-part week is all that ice. Stir.
Yeah.
Super Doers Punch.
That sounds great. And just for the record, chat, my drink is thick and sweet. So you are correct. Well, these both sound great drinks. So if you're already at home, I think we should dive into this read. Matt, what's the first sentence? We always love the first sentence.
I thought after school clubs were supposed to be fun, you grumble, which means definitely everybody heard you say that. It's in quotes. It's not in your head. You said it out loud. And everybody
you said it out loud. You're in a small classroom. There's no way nobody heard that. The problem is that the kid running the comic book club is the dullest kid in school.
And
which
he's running
you have to do a lot to get that title. Yeah. It's Horace, and he's just talking about the prices of different comics.
He's got a slide projector, and he's like, "This is how much this comic is worth." That's how uncool and boring this is. He talks about Super Doer. He talks about Ballistic Bug.
All awesome titles, but he's just talking about their values, so it's the worst. You sit there, you take your unhappy medicine, and then when you leave, guess what? There's even worse news.
What's the worst news?
You missed your bus.
Oh no, you groan.
You groan. Oh no. You do all of this out loud. And it's really it's a bummer. So now you have to walk home. You're gonna take a shortcut.
And this is the first time we get an inkling that this character is an adventurer, because I would have been like, somebody come and save me. I don't know where I am and I cannot get home. But this kid just walks home and chooses to take a shortcut through a neighborhood this kid's never been through.
Yeah, if my parents couldn't come get me, I probably would have just slept at the school.
Yeah.
Like right in front of my first class, probably.
That's just smart.
Yeah.
I probably would have gone in a locker room or something creepy.
Why would you end up there? You would think it's a good idea, but then like halfway through the night,
I'd be out of the way.
What's the worst idea?
Yeah.
You go past a lot of creepy things. A doll shop that has all vampire dolls.
Sounds cool, but it's just weird out of context.
Even though it's not Halloween time. Not Halloween. But then you find a comic shop.
Yeah, you do. I thought you were going to say then you find a vacuum cleaner store, because you do, and I was like, that's a big setup for a vacuum cleaner store.
There's nothing in it's just a normal vacuum cleaner store. You go in the comic shop. It's a dusty old comic shop. The owner says, "Humph, kids." So good comic shop seems like so far.
Yeah, that's your average comic shop. Although this owner has a huge round head and it's all bumpy and crazy, right?
I didn't even catch that. Really?
Yeah,
that's creepy.
Well, he looks familiar with his round face and warts, which means nothing to the audience right now because we skipped that part earlier. But there's a comic book earlier, a horror comic book with a guy on the front who's a big round, scary,
big round pumpkin-looking head with warts.
But we can't remember right now. You know, we're role playing here. We can't remember where we saw that before, but we have seen it.
Nope, because we're not clocking it as the character.
Yeah.
We see a lot of good comics. Like we're starting to recognize some valuable comics.
Yeah, we see a comic and we're like, I just bought that comic. He's got a half price. This guy doesn't know what he's doing.
This guy's nuts. And we go into the back and we find a spinner rack full of comics, like good ones. There's a sign on it says, "Look but don't touch, or you'll be sorry," which seems like a normal sign.
Just a normal little comic book store sign that I've seen.
Yeah, I'm not worried about anything. There's a really expensive copy of Super Doer. But then there's a doorway also, metal stairs. It says, "No admittance. Trespassers will be glomped."
Glomped, for those curious, is capital G, capital L, capital O, capital M, capital P, lowercase FED. Glomped.
But that goes down to the horror section. So it's really weird to have a section of your store that is off limits, but it has merchandise. We found out what glomping was last time, right?
Yeah.
What was it?
Well, should we make this decision and then reveal just in case?
Oh, sure. Yes. So we can choose. We can either check out. Yeah, we can either check out the comics on the spinner rack.
Yeah.
Or you can go downstairs to the horror section. Matt, what did you do?
I think we did the same thing here. I checked out the spinner rack
I also checked out the spinner rack because I believe in superheroes more than I believe in horror.
Yeah, so to a big spoiler, to be glumped is to be walking down a set of stairs into a basement, have those stairs make a big glump sound, and then transform into a slide that sends you careening into a horror labyrinth. Yeah. And if you want to hear more about that, episode 128, I think, was the first time we read this book. And I got to be honest, these books are funny and good, and if you're bored.
The Goosebumps ones are, very fun.
They're really crazy.
Yeah, you got glomped hard last time, so you didn't want to get glomped again.
No. Well, again, This is my second read from last time, just in case you had gotten glomped. Sure. I wanted to share with people the other option, just in case we never did this book again.
That feels like some serious cheating, but I understand. So we're both checking out the spinner rack then.
Yeah, we're both checking out the spinner rack.
Okay. So this super expensive comic of Super Doer, it's marked as $2. You're gonna grab it and see if it's the real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks to Horace, we know that.
Yeah.
Not so dull now, is he?
Yeah, he's like, I bet now that you probably think my slide projector show was actually very informative. We're like, Horace, you can't even own me in a way that is interesting.
It's the dullest own. But when you grab the spinner rack, it starts to turn on its own. And no, it's not just motorized for display purposes. This is a supernatural turning because there's also glowing. Yeah. There's speeding up.
There's a lot of speeding up. A tremendous amount of speeding up.
The spinner rack picks you up, so you're spinning.
Yep.
You can't touch the floor anymore. It's like a carnival ride. You scream, "Hey, mister."
Usually works in this case. No dice.
That's what I usually scream when I'm scared. I usually scream, hey, mister.
Yeah. It works if you're just scared of something or if you're scared of a mister. Either way, hey, mister is the way to go.
Yeah. And you get sucked right into what? The comic book.
That's insane.
Nobody saw that coming, I feel like.
Well, I think we said it was going to happen, but yeah. But yeah.
They probably weren't. I mean,
Yeah, I would assume they're not
too
listening to
hard.
us, yeah.
So now you're in a whole different weird place.
Yep.
You're in like a city, right?
Big blue sky in the middle of a giant crowd. Can't hardly move. You're like, what's going on?
And you know what's going on?
What
is you're in the
is
middle of
going
a
on?
city and a giant robot is attacking the city.
That's true.
And you're stuck in this crowd of people. They're all screaming. You're kind of stuck where you are. It's a giant robot.
It's coming right at you.
It's classic comic book stuff.
You try to shove your way out of this big crowd. You can't do it.
Yeah.
Nobody will get out of the way. And you hear a weird little whiny voice say, "Hey, I know you." And you look, and it's this kid you know from school, but you haven't seen him in a while. This is Wally.
Yeah. Wally, yeah. And you find out that Wally got stuck, came here, and the same thing happened to him. He got stuck in the comics.
What's he say?
Huh?
What does he say? He says, "You just got here. You just got here on the Spinner Rack Express too, huh?" And you're like, well, I'm glad to see you, but
I mean, it's been like 2 weeks. Take it easy."
He's been thinking about that for 2 solid weeks. If I see somebody.
Yeah, but if what's the thing with the ink blots? You're stuck inside it's stuck inside the comic.
Yeah.
But if you can go from comic to comic using a magic word, but if you use it too often, you turn into an ink blot.
Yeah. So you're asking how the heck do we get out of here?
Yeah.
And this poor kid, Wally, saw some kid turn into an ink blot. That's brutal.
Yeah. So I feel bad for Alex, but we don't want to turn into an ink blot.
No. But we don't want to stay here, so we got to use the magic phrase, which he has taught us, that allows us to go from place to place.
Yeah, and what's the magic phrase? The
magic phrase is guest shot.
That's right. And the other piece of information he gives us is that you can get out, but you have to talk to a mad scientist.
Yeah, you have to convince a mad scientist to let you out. So you got to decide
why we trust Wally.
I think we're just a frightened child. I think that's what it is. As is usually the case with these, we're a frightened child looking for anything to hold on to.
So when he tells us the magic words, he closes his eyes, he yells "guest shot," and he disappears. So all we have to do is think about another comic book, say "guest shot," and we can get transported because we're about to get stepped on by a giant robot, like imminently,
which is bad.
So the two comic books we think of are Super Doer and Ballistic Bug.
Both with mad scientists, both possible ways out of this mess.
Yeah. And so that's the choice here. Which comic book do we want to transport ourselves to? Which I love. This is much more straightforward than a lot of choose your own adventures that we read, where it's like, oh, you want to do a thing with comic books. Okay, you go inside the comic books. Now you can choose which kind of comic book.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that.
That's good.
I want my hand held with interactive fiction. Mm-hmm. I want it to be all reward.
Yeah, well put.
With anything. So I think I know what you chose. Did you choose Super Doer or Ballistic Bug?
I did choose Super Doer.
I chose Super Doer.
I knew that was going to happen.
We cannot get the exact same read.
I really thought you would do Ballistic Bug. You were so into Ballistic Bug last time.
I did like Ballistic Bug a lot, but I just wanted to try something new. If we get the same read, do we have to punish ourselves?
Yeah, so we gamify our podcast a bit for those who haven't listened. So we decide who won each book. We got a bunch of goofy rules and stuff. And one thing is if we both read exactly the same thing, which should not happen probability-wise, but happens frequently because we're dummies who are related to each other, then we have to punish ourselves with a sad pizza party, which has consisted of things like I blended a pizza and drank it in liquor at one time. It was awful. You had a pizza outside your kidney stone. What was it?
Yeah. Kidney stone situation. I tried to eat a Domino's pizza during that. No, Little Caesars. No. Yeah, Little Caesars. So if we get the same read like Dum Dums, we're going to have to punish ourselves. So hopefully we
better not get the same read this time.
So we all get shot.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, and we're buying an office tower that's being built. No more robot. The crowd's gone. And then you hear a heads up and you look up and a brick hits you right between the eyes.
Right in the face. You look straight, heads up. You look straight up in the air. Sure. And a brick hits you right in your face. Luckily, does nothing. Feels like a leaf bunking off your nose. Why?
Because you're Super Doer.
You're Super Doer.
You are actually Super Doer. Instead of just being yourself in the background of the comic book, you get to be Super Doer with the big yellow SD on the chest. Super Duper is not a great superhero name.
No, I think it's
It's really not good.
it's just bad. Maybe it factors into a really good theme song. Super doer, super doing anything super doers do. No.
Super doing anything super doer wants.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound good.
No, it's not great.
I don't love it.
So the first thing you think, of course, is, hey, can I bend a steel bar with my bare hands?
It's so great that that's your first thing.
And so you pick one up and you do it. You're like, incredible. And a construction worker is like, hey, what are you doing? We need that. And you're like, oh no. So then you use your magma vision to heat it up to put it back.
This is so
bend
good.
it back, but there's a little kink in it. You know how when you try to bend a paperclip back together, it doesn't work. So you use your magma vision, you heat it up, and then you just melt it into liquid. And this guy is just heartbroken.
It's like a whole scene. There's a whole page here where he's like, we needed that. We're gonna use that. And you're like, oh, okay. You try to bend it back, but you can't get that one kink back. It's a very funny scene. I really like it a lot. And I think Marvel should take note.
Yeah.
Hire this author.
Yeah.
Whoever it is. They will give you goosebumps.
Yeah,
does your film need more goosebumps? But then now some horrible creature is trying to knock down a building.
Yeah, so this guy's mad at you, but he gets a little distracted by a terrible space monster.
We've had our fun. We've explored our powers. We now know the limits of them and of ourselves.
We surely do not.
But guess what? We can fly. So now we jump up, we fly, we check out what do we see? Something the size and shape of a Tyrannosaurus Rex. It's a very good way of describing something. But it's made out of metal. It's a Tyrannosaurus Rex metal robot. I was really picturing like one of those yard sculptures that people do out of like rusty old like
if it was huge.
Stuff.
Yeah. Use your cosmic ray vision. You can see this machinery inside. This is a big old robot dinosaur, space dinosaur.
And it looks at you and it says in a whiny voice, "Oh, great! Now I've got Super Doer after me." And it's it's Wally. You recognize the voice? It's Wally.
It's Wally.
Which is unfortunate. So
you want? Look, we're getting close to the end of this. I think we probably only have a few choices left. Generally, what we do at this point when tension is high is we do a little quiz just to break the tension, just to relax a little bit and take a breath. Is it time for that? Yeah,
I'm fine. I'm fine with taking a quiz. Are you fine with taking a quiz?
I'm fine with administering and taking a quiz.
Okay.
Blank.
If you do and
blank.
If you don't, it's
blank.
Your own adventure.
That's right. Welcome to Blank Your Own Adventure, where the quiz here is we'll say a title of a Choose Your Own Adventure book, and we should know them pretty well by now.
Yeah.
And the other person has to fill in the blank that we leave out. This time,
you want to hear a fun little tidbit? Nifty tidbit?
Yeah.
First time we ever did this quiz?
Yeah.
First time we did this book?
Really?
Yep. Isn't that cool? This comes to us from David at the Walking Dog 6, who's given us some quizzes over the
some great quiz
last
ideas.
Couple of years. So we do a bunch of different kinds of quizzes. This is one, and it is fun. And are you ready to blank your own adventure?
And this time I think we're gonna take turns and we're gonna rapid fire at each other and see who can do better. I got 5. You got 5?
I got 5. I got a title for this too. You want to hear it?
Oh yeah, what is it?
It's a blank your own adventure, face-to-face, face-off, show-off, showdown. Because it's a showdown where we show off face-to-face, a face-off.
Okay.
All right. You want to go first or second?
I'm going to go first.
Just yell heads or tails.
Okay.
Heads. Okay.
Heads.
I don't know. We didn't decide which goes first. I'm just going to go first.
Okay, go.
Mystery of the blank room.
Of the blank room, hidden. Secret.
Okay, I'll give it to you. Yeah.
Yes.
We usually give each other 3 guesses. We should be going quick, but now we've got 20 minutes left, and I feel like.
Are you feeling good?
Fast? Now I'm feeling scared that we're going to be sitting there. I'm going to sit here.
No, all the good stuff, all the tasty stuff has yet to come in my story, at least.
Oh, okay.
The blank formula.
Antimatter.
Dang, well played. Didn't think you'd get that one.
Blank of the sun god.
Secret.
Yes, that's right. Good job.
Blank mystery.
Blank mystery?
Yeah.
Seaside.
Yeah. How did you do that? Okay. Okay.
The blank of Mystery Hill.
The Hound
I'll give you two more if you can go quick.
Hill.
No,
No,
the
that wouldn't
Hill
make
of
me
Mystery
sense.
Hill.
Castle.
I'm sorry, the correct answer was Secret. The Secret of Mystery Hill.
Oh, it's just gonna be secret every time.
Is it?
Terror blank.
Terror blank. Terror trap? Terror trap?
No, two more.
Terror. Oh, I gotta go fast. Terror cabin.
No.
Terror high.
Terror Island. If it's not a cave, it's usually an island.
That's a good point. Dang it. Blank of the dolphins.
Secret.
All right, yeah, you got that one.
The perfect blank.
Planet.
Oh, come on. I didn't think you'd get that one.
Blank of this last one. Blank of the sacred stones.
Secret?
Two more.
Oh, mystery.
Yep, it was mystery. I forgot I wasn't going to give you extra guesses. I totally would have gotten you on that.
I think you won. I think I got one
Did
wrong.
we go through all five? Oh,
Did we?
yeah, I did.
Okay, me too.
Did I go first?
I prepared this in advance, so
You looking at five?
I didn't actually prepare this in advance.
You could do one more on me. Didn't I go first?
Yes, okay.
This is the kind of fun you can look forward
You
to on
are
our
a
podcast.
blank.
Genius.
Mhm.
Monster.
Yes.
That's all I got right now.
Yeah, and shark is
Shark.
the one I was looking
That's
at,
a
but
great
those
one.
were all correct. Congratulations. You
Why
won
I
that
feel
one.
more tense than before the quiz.
Because it was a high stakes. It's just high stakes.
This is
You knew
fascinating.
how high the stakes were.
Yeah, that's true.
That's all there is to it.
Do you need some Gatorade?
I don't need- that's actually that's just an oil I rub on my skin so it looks nice.
that's nice.
It's
I have a
avocado oil. It's
half
very
inch of
expensive,
wax
but
on my
it's
face.
worth it.
Looks good.
So now we're in a face off. We're super doer. We're facing off with Wally the metal monster.
Yeah.
And it actually sort of looks like Wally, it says, except for the size and the eyes and the scales and the giant teeth, which sounds amazing. Picture that annoying kid in school, but giant and a robot. And then maybe apologize to the annoying kid in school because maybe he wasn't annoying. Maybe you just weren't patient with him.
Yeah. I mean, the kid was annoying. It's just you also weren't patient. There's
It's a little bit of both, maybe.
Yeah.
I think I wasn't annoying only because I was so quiet.
No, you
So I
were
think I
really
skated
annoying.
under. Well, you're my older brother.
Yeah. You were also very quiet, but anytime you said anything, I was like, oh.
Ugh.
All right, look, we got an option here. We are a joy play.
Yes. Do we want to do you want to try to talk it out with him or not try to talk it out with him?
Wally had his chance.
Wally had his chance. I agree completely. It's
No.
time to throw down. It's time to throw down. You and me, we're on the same trail and it's beautiful.
Can't believe it. All right, fine.
There's more choice. There's more choices, I think.
There are more choices. Look, we're super tour, and whoever this guy is, we're not letting him wreck the whole city, even if it's our buddy Wally. So we swoop down at his nose, but he's gone. He moves so quick, he's gone. We're like, where'd he go? He's right behind us.
I don't know where you are. What
On
happens
page
next?
102. Oh. So then he starts climbing up the building, and it makes it sound 10 times worse than fingernails on chalkboard. And also your ears are 10 times more sensitive to sound, so it's really bad. So you explain to Wally that he's beginning to annoy you. He better cut it out. So he finally gets to the top of the building, and you're like, okay, that's it. I'm gonna jump. You go, oh, Superman, super doer style rather, and boosh,
Super
straight
jump.
up in the air. Super
Yeah.
jump, but you haven't gotten used to your powers yet. You overshoot, and you go straight into the sky.
Which
past
is kind of
Wally.
rad.
It's very rad, and it probably was really fun.
You come back down at him, and he's got something. You're getting ready for your power punch. You've read enough comics. You know there's a power punch in there. So you're getting ready to unload, but then he hits you really hard with a girder like a baseball
style. Just goodness gracious.
So he hits us very, very hard. We go flying like a baseball. We'll just continue the metaphor. We can't see anything because the cape's over our face, but then we remember we can see through stuff. So we look through our cape and we feel a little bit better.
We use our superpower to look through our cape. It's really good.
If I could do that, if I was super doer, I would just walk down the street with my cape over my face like all the time. Just to impress people.
Whoa. I'm just kidding. I'm super doer. I can see.
We can see we're about to crash into a building. So do we use our flying powers to veer away, or would we rather rely on our super skin and maxi muscles to get us through safely? What'd you do, man? Come on.
Wait, no, I didn't see the... Oh, okay. I veered away.
Yes! I veered away because I'm not afraid of a building. I'm super doer. I don't have to dodge buildings. They have to dodge me.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, the power is going to my head.
Yeah, it has. Do you want to reveal your presumably horrible ending?
Yeah, I crash right into the building, and then I keep right on crashing through more and more rooms of the building. Boom, 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 boom. It's really great. It's wonderful. It's classic superhero stuff. And then I swing right back. I come right back through all of those holes out of the building, and I deliver the power punch. Wally says that's not fair. But I think it's fair. I mean, it's a fight, right?
It's a giant metal dinosaur. Of course it's fair.
And it turns out,
Wally.
It turns out he's whining because he didn't even want to be a bad guy. Tex Loud Snore turned him into a monster. And who's Tex Loud Snore? He's a super villain, the top super villain. But he's also what? Oh, I'm supposed to say it. A mad scientist.
There you go. So I'm assuming that Tex Loud Snore is supposed to sound just a little like Lex Luthor.
That's really bad.
Loud Snore. Not a superpower, just a surname. He does snore a little, but no more than a regular guy. He's a fit gentleman. He's a very smart, bad person.
I asked Wally if he talked to him about getting out of the comic book universe, and Wally was like, "Oh, I didn't have a chance," and I'm gone. I fly away. I just leave because I know where Tex Loud Snore has his. Because I've read the comics, I know where Tex Loud Snore's lair is. It's in Skull Rock, of course, which is on top of a mountain, of course. So I fly up out of Big City with 2 G's. Big City.
Yeah.
2 G's. And I fly into the giant skull's left eye. Yeah, 2 G's. And it's a cave that leads deep into the mountain right to where there's a big door. But I know Tex Loud Snore's in there. Okay. I just got to get through this big metal door, steel door. So the question is, which power should I use? Should I use my magma vision again to melt the door?
Yeah.
Or should I test out my strong breath? What would you use on a big steel door?
Strong breath.
Strong breath, really?
I don't like being hot. That magma vision waiting for the door to melt. Everything's hot.
Strong breath. I thought the magma vision would work better. So let's see what happens. I decided to stick with the power I've used before. Is the decision that I make.
All right, smart.
I stare slightly cross-eyed at the big vault door, the way Super Drew does in the comic books, which is, again, this sounds like a horrible comic book. I stare so hard my head starts to pound, and I feel like I'm doing the heat vision, but it's not like doing anything. I'm not really seeing it, but like I feel like I'm doing it.
Yeah, you're pooping.
It's weird.
You're super doing.
I am super doing. I'm doing my super do. No, I smell something, and no, Matt, it's not that.
Sure.
I smell something that smells like fire, like hot heat.
Oh boy.
And I finally figured it out.
Yeah.
Where am I?
In Skull Rock, on top of some kind of lonely.
Where am I?
Underground?
Yeah, but where's that?
In front of a door.
Yeah, but where's all of it?
I told you it would be too hot. I don't know why I explained this earlier. Are you in a volcano?
I'm in a comic book.
Okay.
Printed on paper.
So what, you're telling me your magma vision is burning up a
Notoriously
comic book now when
flammable.
it didn't earlier?
I realized somehow my magma vision has set the paper of the comic book that I'm in
Yeah.
on fire.
And let me just point out, it's not just you. This is a world of innocent people
An entire
in
world
this
of
comic
people I was
book.
trying to save.
All the people of Big City,
Yeah.
Also known as the Great Big. Ooh, come on.
The Great Big.
The Great Big.
I mean, or the Big Apple, but I guess, do you
the
follow
Big
your dreams?
City.
Big City. I try to yell guest shot, but when I inhale, the smoke, it goes right. It just right in there, and it gets me coughing. I can't get the words out. Flames crackle. I might be super, but it's only as strong as my body might be super, but it's only as strong as the paper it's printed on. It's getting hot in here. Or is it you? Actually, it's the end.
Oh, Boise's.
I set the comic book I was inside of on fire and killed myself and ostensibly any other children that might be trapped inside of it.
Oh,
I imagine the whole spinner rack went up, so all the kids
Yep.
lost in this comic book shop.
Poor
But,
Alex hanging in there, fighting every day.
Yeah.
Only to expire due to you setting a comic book on fire with
So many lives, real and imagined.
Super doing.
Very, very tragic. I did not do super.
No.
I did not super.
No, you didn't.
I super don't did.
All right, you want to hear what happens if you don't
because I want to see.
rely on your maximum muscles to smash through a building?
Yeah.
Veer away from this building. I'm going to have to be very,
And then
very,
are there
very,
people
very
on the
fast.
ground who are like, oh, look, Super Doer's afraid of buildings?
No, let me check. No, there's not. There's only one direction to go, though, and that is up.
Okay.
So I veer. Up I go, faster, faster. I'm a streak.
Seems like there would be more directions than just up.
In fact, I'm going so fast I can't slow down.
Did you just go into space?
I'm going.
Did you go into space?
Yes. But that's all right. Super Doer can hold his super breath, it says.
You shouldn't hold your breath in space. The air will expand in your lungs.
Super Doer can hold his breath in space. His super breath.
Okay.
This is fact. I'm not making this up.
So, okay.
A second later, I noticed something large and gray in my path. Do you know what it is? Large
your lungs
and gray.
exploding out of your chest?
No.
Okay. Is it a space robot?
It is the moon.
That's large and gray.
And it is rapidly
it's in your
approaching.
path? How fast are you going?
Very fast.
I feel like by the time you notice it as a large thing, it's already way too late. Like, if you're going that fast.
Yeah. So this says my super skin and maximum muscles probably would have managed to crash into a house, but the moon is a different story.
Oh no!
It says I scream, but nobody hears me in outer space.
Oh yeah, nice. That's a nice detail.
And I don't even the air gets sucked out of my lungs, so I don't even have the breath to yell guest shot before I splat into the moon. The end.
You're a superhero, and you flew so hard, you lost control and flew into the moon.
Maybe some part of me knew I was too powerful for that flimsy piece of paper world that I was in, and that the best and most heroic thing for me to do was to take myself out of the equation, which is presumably why I flew directly into the moon.
Or maybe the best and most heroic thing to do would be to just set the whole thing on fire and free all of the souls trapped inside.
You take down one text loud snore, what happens? Another text loud snore comes along.
No, I mean set the whole spinner rack on fire.
Yeah, set the whole comic book, set your whole actual real world on fire, your whole actual city, your parents. Why not? Monster. All right, so that's our reads until October.
Until next October. Are we gonna hit this one again in October? I think so.
Yeah, I think we got to keep these going. We also did the Knight in Screaming Armor,
the Knight in Screaming Armor, which has the best punchline ending of any book that I've ever read. And a bunch of good. Oh, and the Horror of Tiki Island or something like that. Lots of good stuff. But we always have to make a decision around this time of the podcast, so let's do that now.
One will win and one will lose. Who will do the better choose? Yes, there can be only one. Who has lost and who has won? Who will have the winning lead? Are you Team Chris or on Matt's team? Who will the big winner be? Listen now and you will see.
Okay. We have to decide who won the book, who had the better read, and that can be interpreted in a lot of different ways. Right?
Yeah, we've got 5 minutes left, so I think it's going to be about 5 minutes of us doing this, of having this argument.
Now, I will say this. Only one of us in our adventures managed to land the power punch. I landed a power punch.
Yeah, but I
uncovered
landed.
the duplicity of Tex Loudsnore. You didn't even know he existed.
But I was the first super doer to land on the moon.
I don't think you can call that landing on the moon.
My body is there right now.
What happens to... So if you die in the comic book, do you die in real life?
Yeah.
That's very bad.
Yeah, it's really bad. We just died. Everybody died. I'll give this one to you. I believe that you uncovered more of the world.
But you did not kill an entire universe.
It's true.
By crossing your eyes and straining really hard for a couple of minutes in a hole in a mountain.
And I told you not to get hot. You get hot, this is what happens. Don't get hot.
You did tell me not to get hot.
Tried.
And you did go to the moon. I didn't go to outer space. That is pretty cool.
Look, my experience in outer space was very bad and very tragic. And I think that despite destroying an entire universe,
yeah,
I believe that you have the winning read this time. But just wait until Creep Tobe Scare. I'll take it. I'll take it next time.
Okay.
So I think you win this one.
Agreed.
Not happy about it.
I like it when it turns into the one where we argue with each other about that. We think the other one won.
Yeah.
The read.
There's more time on the clock.
Yeah, there is more time on the clock, and that's good news because that means that we can keep talking. I am a big fan of this book, and I'm voting that I think there should be some serious considerations made that we need to spend a little bit more time with Give Yourself Goosebumps books.
Yeah.
Because they are gold mines, and they're genuinely quite funny.
They're honestly almost too fun for our podcast. I think part of the joy of the podcast is doing a book that you want to die while reading over, like a 42 ending book like we've done recently, that you just can't believe you spent 5 months reading. There's something special about that.
Yeah. Now I hear from Phaedra that there is a poll here of a tied poll. Look at that. Can you see that, Matt?
Whoa, straight up tied.
Whoa. See, this is good because we don't know. They know. We need to crowdsource this. Because, Matt, you may have given me that victory, but I don't think you realize that victory means I get a point towards this book.
Yeah, no, I know what it means.
Okay.
Or are you just saying that to let everybody know that you get a point?
Well, also let you know in case you were just trying to be nice.
No.
That maybe you actually want that point.
No, it's okay.
Wow. It was a complete tie. Maybe we should take it as a tie then. I think we should take it as a tie.
Yeah, I think the people have spoken. I think it's a tie, and we give this point to the people.
This point goes to the people.
So you know what? Honestly, if it keeps going like this, you guys might win. Because so far it's all tied up between either of us and all of you. It's a 1-1 game right now. So yeah, congratulations to everybody watching on your win.
Congratulations, everybody. Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed watching us both lose, because that's what a tie is.
Because that is exactly what a tie is.
And you're right.
I'm right?
No, they are. You're not right.
It looked like you were right. I was right, and I got real excited. It's one of my favorite things to hear. But we're in the middle of Dragon's Den right now. If you like fantasy stuff, it's a pretty decent ride. We did Forbidden Castle before, which sounded like it would be a fantasy adventure. It's not a fantasy adventure. It's like a medieval adventure. Mostly, it's like a duke swinging you around.
A guy picks you up by your neck and throws you around.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
But if you're really into history, especially medieval times, also that's not the book for you, because I don't believe it's accurate particularly.
Yeah, but we at this point we've done a book in just about every genre. We did Space Vampire, which hits a couple genres beautifully.
Yeah,
we did Cave. Started it off with Cave of Time. If you go to our website, it's finishitpod.com, there is a link for a place where you can see all the different books that we did. So you can
it's a little
figure out
drop down
where you
menu in
might
the
want to
top
start.
corner.
Yeah, on your adventure. So do we just keep talking?
Yeah, we could just keep talking again. I mean, I don't know about that.
Maybe the people in the chat have a
something we
request
usually
for
do at
something that
the
we
end
could
of
do.
this. At the end of our episodes is something we call Compleys and Concretes, where we give people
Oh, I would love to do a
compliments.
Compleys and Concretes. Can we do that?
I don't have one prepared, but I mean,
Gotcha.
yeah, no, we can make one up. You want to make one up?
Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Since you all are so very, very, very special, we're going to do some Compleys and Concretes to celebrate one person in particular. Here it goes.
Compleys are compliments, you see, and concretes are constructive criticism. Why have one without the other? Why that be no fun? No fun. Sure, it's fun to get a compliment and not be criticized even a little bit. But would we be better people if we got some constructive criticism with our compliments? It's Compleys and Concretes.
What's the instrument? What's the instrument that says, "Ooh"? Does anybody know?
Yeah, this is a question for the chat because I don't know. It's a button.
Because I
on
feel like that's been a part of like Casio keyboards since the beginning, but it's based on a real instrument, I think.
It's just a probably.
Seashell?
What do you think it is? I think it's a crab, and the crab is alive, but the crab is sad. And you blow
French
into the crab's
Alexander says seashell,
butt,
and then
it
they
goes,
say French horn. I just think they're throwing everything at the wall.
string in a cup.
String
All
a
right,
cup.
come on.
Sad owl.
Sad owl. You know what that
It
sounds
could be a
like?
theremin. Horn and a mute. Wow. Lots of fun answers. But what's Compleys and
I just think it's happening.
Are you doing a fun fact?
Somebody mentioned that they wanted one.
You can't interrupt a Compleys and Concretes to do a fun fact.
If it bothers you, I
Okay.
can do anything I want.
All right. Usually, if you don't watch the podcast, if you don't listen to the podcast,
shouldn't.
Matt usually interrupts me with a fun fact, but he does it right in the middle when I get my good momentum going, and I'm really killing it. That's when he interrupts me. But all right, what's your fun fact? Is it a comic book fun fact?
You're not gonna play a song? Oh, I don't have one for this, do I? Yeah, it's a comic book fun fact this time. Fun facts, comic books. Everybody, comic booky.
We should just make up the jangles on the fly from now on. That was perfect.
Yeah, that was pretty good. The first, you guys want to know when the first comic book was made?
Oh, let me guess.
Okay.
I think this is like a trick question. I think it was
No.
Cave Person Times.
No, it wasn't. It was
There's something that
1933.
they're called a comic book.
No, it's
When was-
1933.
Oh, okay.
Famous Funnies is the first modern comic book, according to a very rapid Google search that may be incorrect.
Is it a comic book or a comic strip?
It's a comic book of earlier reprinted comic strips,
Oh, okay.
but established me the storytelling devices used in comics from this little blurb I'm reading, which could be
Where'd you find that blurb?
Google.
You just put stuff out there, right? You don't even care what you put out there.
A compliment is a compliment, and a concrete is a piece of constructive criticism. And if you guys want a compliment concrete, just follow us on the Twitter. Maybe like a thing or talk to us on Twitter. We like that kind of stuff. And then guess what? You're automatically entered, and you will potentially receive a compliment concrete. What?
Where are they going to find us on Twitter, though?
Oh, you'll find us on Twitter at Finish It Pod. And you'll find us just about anywhere. Plug in Finish It Pod to any URL you like, and we may have something there.
Even the dark web stuff.
Even that's not true.
We're not. No, it's not. I thought we did. We're not doing any dark web.
Nope.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Wink.
Oh, I forgot. This is a video thing. So let's do a compliment concrete. I have randomly selected somebody from this chat by doing a hard scroll and then just opening my eyes and looking.
Okay.
And I saw from much earlier, so it's not about this. Where was it? I don't remember what it was. I didn't see what it was referencing, but Side Character Quest. I don't believe Side Character Quest has received a compliment concrete yet.
No.
Side Character Quest. I saw a thing they said that said, "Give it to me." So That's
There
what I
we
said
go.
first. So
What are we
happy
gonna say
Complete
no?
and
We can't
Concrete
say no
for
to
side
that.
character quest.
Congratulations, side character quest. Well deserved.
So we're gonna have to just come up with a Complete and Concrete right now.
Okay.
So you want to think of just a little piece of constructive criticism, no big deal. While I come up with a little compliment.
Yeah, I won't think of one. I'll just let it channel up through me so that I know it's not me making the judgment call. It's coming from the fates, the muses, the space lizards, whatever you subscribe to.
So this compliment for you is, you don't know it, but if you ever were to be stranded in the woods and had to make a shelter, you'd get in that thing, pouring rain, cold outside, and you lay down on the ground, exhausted, aching, and you'd be like, "This is pretty nice."
Oh, you kind of like it.
The interior
kinda into
space
that
here,
survival life.
This is pretty nice. You just are pretty good at making a shelter in a real tough situation.
Oh.
So congratulations on that.
Unfortunately, there's
and
not
hopefully-
a lot of opportunities to use it.
Yeah, I mean, like maybe go try it for fun. I don't think it'll work unless it's a real emergency, but it's it's probably good to know.
Yeah, I think you could tell some of your friends about that, and then maybe they could work together to make sure to put you in a perilous position so that you could have a chance to experience it, and that would be great. Or just can just be something you know about yourself, and that's good too.
Yeah.
The concrete is that you are more afraid of heights than you think you are.
Oh no.
Yeah, so like if you're somewhere like a big cliff or something like that, like step by step, because if you walk
take it
right
slow.
up to the edge, like I'm not scared of heights, I'm just gonna go take a look, you might surprise yourself. So just step by step, it's okay.
Yeah, this has happened to me. I went to a scary Halloween thing, and there was a bit where you like go through a little barn, tiny little barn. It's full of hay bales, big hay bales, and you have to squeeze through an area. And I was like, okay, I'll squeeze through this hay bale. And I was going through, and I was like, I'm gonna get stuck and die here. And that's when I found out that I was just a little bit claustrophobic, a little more than I was before.
Yeah, there's no good way to find out that you're claustrophobic. I don't think there's a test that doctors can do.
No,
where they like prick you with a bunch of different fears and see which one like swells up.
Yeah, that should be a thing.
That should really be a thing, because
I would
there's
just
no
like to
good
be
way
one of
to
those
find out any
doctors.
of these.
Okay, we're gonna do spiders.
That would be amazing. I mean, it would be a long weekend. You'd have to go probably to a lot of different places to test all those different fears, but it might be worth it.
We have another tide pool here between Complete and Concrete, but I don't know what I'm not 100% sure what the question was.
I think they were just voting Complete or Concrete.
Oh, yeah. That's exactly the correct.
That's the balance you want. That's the exact balance
You
that
guys
you want.
are an awfully fun group of people. We're down to 2 minutes, and I'm scared they're going to put another 10 on there. I don't
know. Thank you so much to Scavengers Network for having us here. This is so fun, and I'm looking forward to this weekend so much. This is going to be just delightful. So keep spreading the word. There's so much stuff still to come Saturday and Sunday, and don't sleep. Stay up all night, even if there's not something to watch. Just stay up all night so that you can say you stayed up all weekend. For this, even though it's not 24 hours.
Yeah, Lollapalooza style, Woodstock 94 style. What was that awful? We'll get on pay-per-view, invite all the friends over.
Pay-per-view? Yeah, that was
that was a bad idea.
It was a good time, just like this was. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful time, and we'll see you soon.
No, you can say the usual thing.
Oh,
you have to listen to all the Cave of Time to understand. But
take care to keep your business drier than yourself. Bye.